going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. This is your preview for the Royal Rumble 2026 in Riyadh. And that is Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to be here. No sound effect. I usually am so excited for the Royal Rumble, as you know. The Rumble is my favorite of the year, and it used to be. Um, it's sad because there's so many factors at play. But one of the topics we're going to be discussing tonight
Mm,
is the Rumble bad? The build to the Rumble bad intentionally because of
mm.
its hosting location this year. I know they have more premium live events, so that late start made all of the major storylines and the declarations of participation. Everything was compressed to like the week before. And you're like, I'm going to be in it. I'm in the Rumble. I declare for the Rumble. What momentum? Who's truly hungry to win? Who feels like, oh my God, the Rumble means everything to them this year? Tepid comes to mind. Like that's the feeling. Nothing feels significant right now. Even when we thought Jay
I
might be winning, we still weren't fully expecting it. Like, oh, what could happen? Who could win? It's seen us last year. This year, it's like maybe Roman, maybe there's a lot of what ifs, but it's not as exciting, sadly.
I don't think here's the thing, and I know a lot of people disagree, and I know they debated this over on the Wrestling for Life network several times in the past couple of days. I don't think the tick box exercise of I'm declaring for the Rumble. I'm declaring for the Rumble. I'm declaring for the Rumble. I don't think that is as crucial as a lot of people do because there's a lot of people making their cases, setting their momentum, doing enough with those characters that it encourages people to say, "Oh man, I can't wait to see them in the Rumble," because it becomes obvious. I
Yeah.
want a better conversation about who's gonna be in it. I want going into the show, I want to debate whether, "Hey, do you think so and so is gonna be in the Rumble or not?" I get that more people want more names because more names is more hype and all that kind of thing. I don't think the specific, "Hey, guys, I'm gonna be in the Rumble," is as much of a thing. I think there's 2 contradictory things happening for me this year. You mentioned there's not a lot of hype around the Rumble, and the Rumble people say that the Rumbles haven't been quite as good the past couple of years. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I also don't know
I
that I care
I think
because
they
the
have been
Rumble,
good because that's part of the problem with this year. I mean,
yeah, it's a huge free pass from me, and I'll admit that. The Rumble is that thing that's like, even if it's shit, it's still kinda good. Like,
yeah,
I'm still regardless of who's in the Rumble, regardless of who wins the Rumble, regardless if I'm pissed off about the winner, I'm watching a Rumble and
yes,
just like, I'm sorry, War Games for me is like that. I wanna see who's gonna be in the War Games. I wanna see the story that gets us to War Games. I wanna see the story of the teams coming together. But on the night, there's a superficial level of, "Hey, I get to watch War Games tonight." Same thing
yeah,
goes for Chamber. Um, a lot of, there's not very much that I praise AEW for obvious reasons. But one of the things that I decided that I did like, and the AEW fans said, "No, you're liking the wrong thing," was their casino battle royals and their
yes.
various, like, they just kept on making different variations of the casino thing. And I'm like, yes, I want to see who's going to win. I want to see the combinations of people. I want to see sorry, this, that,
Bless
and
you.
the next thing. But I just want to see the Rumble, and I want to exist in that time, and I want to look at the other portion of the appeal of the Rumble is you fired off your starter's pistol. We're on our way to WrestleMania now.
Yeah,
It's why it bums me out that they kept on pushing it later and later and later and later in the month. Like what was it last year that was actually February? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I would love it to be like, when they did the day one pay-per-view? Have
yeah,
have the Rumble on day 1. If it lands on a Sunday again, do the Rumble January 1st. Just do it. Give yourself a longer run up after the Rumble to WrestleMania. Stop pushing WrestleMania into the middle of fucking April for another thing, but
yeah.
that's another story for another day. The other thing is I'm already pre-exhausted waiting for all the performative, even if it's good, it's Saudi. I'm like, I don't care at this
That's
point.
the problem. not looking forward to either. Like, there's already enough
It's the
historical
conversation around it,
context.
though.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and because there's enough historical context where we've seen piss poor angles in the past that WWE
Mhm,
refuses to let go of. People now
mhm.
call that brain rot, which I'm not a fan of that term, but I get it.
No, it's
That
not a
doom
great term,
scrolling,
no.
but the historical context is they've done this so many times to even induce boring chants against their own stars
Mhm,
at the point of like keeping their head down and full steam ahead. So even
but you
last year
have
with
to.
Jey Uso was
Yep,
divisive,
yep,
but
mhm,
it made a shocking bit of buzz. Whether you loved it or hated it, you were still
mhm.
watching it.
I like, I have mixed feelings on, the guys over what's it called?
What
What
culture?
Culture.
Yes.
Andy Murray and Michael Sidgwick can go fuck themselves. But Michael Hamflett's got a lot of good takes a lot of the time. He sort of declared the Jey Uso run as a failure, which I don't think it was. But it's one of those. But he came back with the I don't know exactly the phrasing of it. It was a he thought it was a failure, but if you went back, would you tell them not to do it? No, because you should take a gamble like that.
Yeah.
I asked the question, if you're gonna take a gamble this year, do it in the Ladies Rumble and give us a complete surprise. The first 2 names that I spit out for a surprise in the Ladies Rumble, just the first 2 names that came to my head. Obvious one, because it's me, would be Nikki Cross, but another one would be Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley
Mm.
is the second person in her group, so you wouldn't think of her winning a Royal Rumble. She's also from NXT, and I don't think anybody from NXT has won the Rumble, like, while still being in NXT.
Yeah. No,
So,
that would
like,
be cool. I've even got a
the
couple names that I'll throw at you when we get to the ladies'
oh,
rumble
we'll
and
we'll we'll get
whatnot.
we'll get to the actual Rumble matches, but
Yeah.
it's one of
What
those,
ifs?
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they did we want you to do something new. Why'd you do something new?"
Yes, and that happens
What
often in WWE.
are
The fans get stuck in that previous, like, context of
but
time where they're used to either being disappointed or they set unrealistic expectations for surprises, and this year, they couldn't keep every surprise quiet as much as they wanted to, but they've been able to keep more under wraps than they
yeah.
expected. Triple H went out
The
in a
other thing
press
is as well
conference.
is, like, it's pretty star-studded as well. We predict some surprises. We're gonna talk about them later on. But it's one of those times where everybody says, "Oh, 1 year they need to do a Rumble with no surprises." Well, first of all, everybody's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. But, like, with the roster they have right now, they could. Like, they realistically could with the star power that they have with all the different, fingers and all the pies or whatever expression you wanna use. But the you have to set and I did this a long ass time ago when the Saudi shows were a relatively new thing. Myself and Black Cat Feline did a preview for I don't remember the name of the show, but it was the one where it was headlined by DX versus the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah.
And we basically said the whatever pay-per-view inside and out. So we talked about the card briefly, and then we talked our way around the whole like pay-per-views in Saudi topic. So if anybody wants to go and find that, you can go and find it. At this point, my take is every concern that you have about them and their continuing relationship with the Saudi Sports Authority and all that is an entirely valid conversation to have, but
Mhm.
it's an entirely separate conversation from was the show good or not.
No, I
And
mean,
people try to conflate the 2, and it's just ridiculous.
you're not.
If you watch a Cracker Jack 5-star, whatever your version of 5-star is, show, and then you knock it down to 2 because you don't like where it is, you're just talking out of your ass.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyways, before we get to the
Long
Royal
before.
Rumble, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's some things that I put into these bigger podcasts that are intentionally there to be clipped out later and released as their own podcast because I'm a hack, apparently. Um, we
Aren't
got
we
to talk
all?
about next week's NXT because they've loaded up NXT. And my first question for you, because they haven't mentioned it yet, and they
Mhm.
haven't mentioned it as a pay-per-view, and they haven't mentioned it as an elevated episode of NXT. I don't think we're getting Vengeance Day this year.
Yeah, no St.
Look,
Valentine's Day Massacre, no Vengeance Day,
yeah.
no
So
none of the good
looking
stuff.
looking at the card we have this year, why didn't they just fake it and throw up a Vengeance Day logo and put it on this? Because this should be an elevated episode because
It
it's going to
really
be a lot
should
of
be.
fun.
This episode is stacked. There's what, 3 title matches, right?
3 title matches. There's going to be fallout from the Rumble potentially. There's the Tony D explanation. So I wanted to take some time and sort of treat this like a mini preview. I mean, the ladies are dominating most of it, but the story of the night is going to be we're going to crown a brand new NXT champion because it was left vacant by Obafemi, who left, went to the main roster, and we now know for sure is debuting in the Rumble. So we'll get to the ladder match in a second, and how we got to some of those matches is some of the people in that match is interesting.
Yes.
But the Women's North American Championship should be a lot of fun. I don't know why Tatum Paxley's not in it, but we've got a triple threat match between Thea Hale, Izzy Dame, and Lola Vice.
Yeah, so
Lola
why
Vice
is
over.
Lola in there over
I
Tatum?
don't know.
Like that's what I'm baffled at. I cannot wrap my head around it. It's like a true enigma here because Tatum
I think
runs
it was one of
in.
those, like, I think there's one of those, it's one of those where they reached back to, like, Lola had a win over Thea a while ago or a win over Izzy a while ago, and now they're both in the title picture. So,
Yeah.
squeeze
So
myself in.
like she's
But also,
deserving. It's not a bad choice. It was just
no.
perplexing.
Yeah, it's true, and I'm always gonna double back to, like, it's gonna become more interesting when they decide to make it more interesting, but the fact that Lola is, I think at this point, still the only one that's actually got an actual dual, uh, AAA
XT
NXT
contract.
contract.
Yeah.
So there's the possibility of taking the Women's North American Championship over to AAA and defending it against some of the ladies in that division, maybe some of the members of Las Toxicas, because she's in a feud with them over Mr. Iguana. Who's
Yeah.
got an iguana, Jake?
An iguana.
But even if you like, I have no problem with Izzy being the champion. She's
No,
great.
certainly not.
She's the leader of the culling. I love Thea Hale,
She just got it in a
but like
weird way, so it felt
she got it
not
she got it in a weird
undeserving,
way,
but
and it would have, like, that the taint of that, pause,
mm.
would have been on the title run if they didn't get it off of her quickly and let her have another
Oh.
go at it later on.
We
But
know
even,
Asseray
like,
about taints on belts. We know about that.
oh my goodness.
Uh,
Oh, there's a terrible joke. There's a terrible joke. I should tell it. I should tell it. I should tell it.
you should.
So, this guy goes up to a girl, her name is Faith, and he asks her, "How many times have people tried to pick you up using a pun on your name?" She's like, "Oh, a couple." Um, and he says, "Well, let me hear some of the worst ones so I can come up with the." "Oh, well, some people tell me they've lost all their faith, and I helped them find their faith, and I didn't believe in faith until now." And he says, "Okay, how about this?" And he put on a Mike Tyson accent. He says, "I'd like to rub my balls against your face."
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, good.
yeah. Moving swiftly on. But what I wanted to say, like, the AAA thing is a thing, but separate from the AAA thing, Lola Vice has got to hold a title at some point.
Yes, she does. I'm
She's really
shocked she
good.
hasn't yet.
She's really good. She's really fucking over. And she's becoming one of those people, like, before Kofi Kingston actually became WWE champion. And he was one of those ones that was in every battle royal, in every elimination chamber, in every ladder match, in
Yep.
every whatever.
You
And,
need a
like,
spot,
he was a
call 1-800-KOFI. It was like
yeah. I mean, the handstand in the Royal
the
Rumble, which
Rumble,
we'll
yeah.
talk about later on. But you can only have somebody be an only man or an only woman so many times before that's their identity. TNA ran that risk when they waited so long to belt up Joe Hendry.
Yes. And we've
But
seen it happen quite a few times. One of which, I'm sorry, but Otis could have been so much more over.
oh
And
yeah,
now he's got Asian Tucker. Fine. Not the same heavy machinery.
god damn.
But he and Asian Tucker are going for the tag titles. They got the number one
Yeah.
title shot. And it's one of those where, like, you're getting people out of left field getting shots, which I'm fine with. The issues that I have.
It's unfortunate because it is one of those things where when they won on Monday Night Raw, it's like, oh, they got a shot. That's
Yeah,
cute.
that's cute.
And also they had to
Exactly.
build it up with only one of the Usos being there because obviously Jimmy didn't want to leave the country because, Naomi's, out there procreating and all that
Yeah.
type of thing, which is fine,
That
valid.
baby's
All that.
popping out anytime.
Oh my god,
It's
that baby's already a nepo baby before it's born.
yeah. Look
Moving,
at that
moving,
bloodline.
moving swiftly on. I do think it's one of those, like, Izzy or Thea winning. It's about characters. I like Thea as a character. Like, I think she's great. It is what it is. She was one of the best things in Chase U when she was in Chase U, and you see what Chase U is now. Izzy Dame has solidified her spot within her group, but it's a lot of character stuff. Like Izzy's an evil bitch. He is a what is Big Nick call her? The spastic squirrel.
Yes.
Like, but if Lola were to pick it up, and I'm not necessarily saying that she will, it would go from being a character belt to a wrestling belt. And that
Yeah.
sounds really dismissive, but like I mean that in a complimentary way, obviously.
No, no doubt.
Um,
I mean, that's kind of the thing at this point now, you know, and one of the issues I have on a separate note with this week with NXT as well. I know we're kind of out of order, but
yep.
with the tag team division being in such a dark state, had to do it.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling as a wrestling fan to know that I used to look back on tag team wrestling like, it's good, but it's never what it was. And then Black and Gold came, and I was like, oh my God, I love tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
And now to know like DIY won't be a thing again in WWE, there's a lot of like just totally disheartening sadness.
People are already speculating that Tommaso Ciampa is going to join the Death Riders.
He's all elite bound. He does have a
The
bald head, so he would fit in.
No, but the babyface Death Riders that are in an ongoing feud with the Callis family, while the Callis family is in a never-ending feud with Kenny Omega.
He only has two choices: Callis family, or you don't have too far to go when you join. You got to be with one side or the other.
As we're recording this tonight, you know what one of the big main events is tonight?
Ooh, what's that?
Kenny Omega, best bout machine
ever.
He's back. He's back in singles action.
Oh my God!
With the Callis family taking on Rocky Romero.
And you wonder why no one gives a shit.
Yeah, I want.
But that's what I want from NXT. Make us give a shit again.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot for that especially the tag division, but the women's mid card meant something to me for a while.
Here's the thing about it. It's not working, but they are trying. They're trying to get the new Chase U guys over as lovable losers.
Which isn't not working. Yeah.
It's not working, but they're trying. I don't know, like Tyson and Tyreek permanently live in TNA now, which is fine, I guess.
OTM are supposed to be like what?
OTM without Jada Parker is just here's two guys.
Pretty much.
Here's the thing. Dark State, I don't care about them as characters. I don't care about them as a group. I do love watching them in the ring, though.
I do too. That's the thing, but I don't give a shit that they're working together, and they just work well together. But they're not the Shield. They don't have that chemistry. They don't have
they don't.
That
they
unique
have zero
dynamic.
Story. They have zero. But I can't think in WWE. In AEW, there's quite a few. To be fair, and I'm not saying that as a dig. I'm just being honest. There's quite a few people in AEW that I don't care about what they're doing story-wise, character-wise, or whatever, but I love to watch them in the ring. There's not very many people like that to this extent for me in WWE, and Dark State is that right now. Because all four of them are talented as fuck. And they're fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. And little side tangent here. You and I don't have a problem with wrestling where we have to believe that every person on the roster is so incredibly talented that they are also like, elite level hackers, and they can edit video, and they know how to run sound machines and pyrotechnics.
I'm sorry. If you're a good character, you don't even have to be a good wrestler.
No, you really don't nowadays.
There is a place for that. Like Hank, not saying Hank and Tank are bad wrestlers, but they're not giving you catch-as-catch-can classics. They're giving you fun matches with likable guys that you care about. And you want to see them beat up that guy at the side of the road and pay $5 the good guy to get back in the bad guy.
Always bringing it back to the drive-thru. Gotta love Cornette. Thing, it's so true.
Okay, there's so much I don't agree with Cornette about, but that one, like I say, that 20-second clip or whatever of him
that
saying
summation of wrestling
applies to everything. And it's one of those things where, like, this week's episode of NXT kind of fell apart.
Yes.
And it's due because they've got a big one coming up next week. So again, another gigantic free pass from Spaz. But like with that tag team thing with OTM and Dark State, it's like shreds of a good idea. And then you've got Chase U, which is really self-aware because they know nobody takes them seriously. So one of them goes out there and like, we got to make something happen. That's kind of believable. And then you get Hank and Tank out there, and Hank and Tank is that sort of it's that thing in the middle of the tag division, and everybody has an affinity for them. And you want to hope that that's going to elevate the division as a whole. I didn't think about it until just now. There are the rumors still that we might get Private Party. Private Party would be a huge shot in the arm for the NXT tag division. I know everybody was, oh, well, why would they go to NXT? Well, there's reasons. But it's one of those, like, I could see that they were in that one tag segment last night. They were
Yes.
trying a lot of stuff. They were trying to achieve a lot. And I don't think any of it hit, but I don't think the trying should go without notice,
Yeah, no
if
doubt
that makes
about
sense.
it.
You're right when you say they're not there. You're absolutely right when they say they're not there. But I would take issue if you were saying, well, they're not even trying. Well, they are. It's just not working.
Well, and here's the thing too, I wanna make this point quickly. You
Yeah.
remember Rico Constantino?
Mm,
He was with, like,
I think so.
he did a lot for the years, but he was the one with Badass Billy Gunn and Chuck when they did the Billy and Chuck gay wedding
Okay,
and
yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
okay.
their manager, and then after that, he would do these pretty much comedy matches where the guys wouldn't have to take a slam once, no bump on the mat, because, like, he would roll around behind him and hump them like a gold dust thing, or he would make them, like,
Yeah.
smack his butt in the corner. And I think it was Hardcore Holly or JBL. Somebody was like, fuck it, I don't want to work with you. I'm not doing any of that gay shit. And he's like, are you crazy? You get paid more working with me, and it's the easiest job you'll ever have, the
Yep.
easiest night. And after the match, people came back and like, I'm not sore, I'm not tired. I didn't take one bump, and I got cheered louder than any other time I've been wrestling.
Well,
He's like, I
it's
think you got something. Because it was all about the
Jay,
story and the
to
bashing
to give
and
to give you credit, speaking of people that aren't great wrestlers, and I know this is a reference that you bring up a lot. How many people have mentioned that, Enzo Amore, not the best wrestler in the world, but he got more cheers standing on the apron doing his little side shuffle there than the people over on the other side that are sticking fucking skewers in their temple and shit.
yep.
It is what it is. But it's one of those things we need, like, what do you want to say, like the work rate era of, like, okay, like the indies finally got infused into everything, and we get awesome matches like we've been getting the past couple of weeks with Punk and AJ Styles and Finn Balor and all that. That's the positive end of it. But you miss out on having a 3-minute warning,
Oh, absolutely.
an Enzo and Cass, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, DX brackets general, where X Pac is going to sit there for 5 minutes like he's had all the caffeine telling you to suck his cock. Oh well, he didn't go 35 minutes into overtime on an episode of Dynamite with Pac. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
exactly.
doing? No,
How does that work?
that sounds like I'm shitting on Pac. Pac's great, but, like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was quite a tangent. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lola getting back to the North American Championship
No,
match.
no, you're
Um,
you're
I
pretty
don't
much
know
good
that I'm
there.
I don't know that I'm right, because Izzy's the champion, or Izzy would be the former champion in that case, and Lola would be the new champion. I would be kinda nervous about what they do with Thea after that, because do they stick her with another group or whatever? She tried to be friends with Zarya, and that didn't work at all.
No,
God
that
damn.
was, a rough
Um,
go of it, but
Zarya gets mad at Fatal Influence. She's so mad at Fatal Influence that she picked up Thea Hale and chucked her.
oh, just chucked her like,
Oh, what's the Adam Nicholas impression that I stole all the time? Trucked her
oh,
around like an empty tracksuit.
there you go.
Anyways, sticking with the ladies, because we always get sticky when the ladies are around. Um, TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship, the
Yes.
Elegance
I forgot to
brand.
say, I think we're gonna
Oh,
see Izzy retain, sorry.
oh, okay,
I
fair.
think we're gonna hold that off, and I think Tatum's gonna steal it from her at some point, like, what you gotta get some type of
I think
payoff with
based
that
on based
story.
on that awkward tag situation that we saw this week, and this is the one team I keep forgetting to mention because they hardly ever wrestle. I think you're gonna see Rico and Shawn Spears actually make a go at the tag titles, and all of a sudden the focus isn't gonna be on Izzy. And I'm talking like long term, and that'll be the thing that, like, sort of pulls her away from them, but also costs her the title. If not next week, then sometime soon.
Yeah.
Because when was the last time Shawn Spears and Rico wrestled? other than like
Exactly.
being her escort to the ring, which is fine. You can flip the roles. You can have like a guy escorts for the ladies to the ring just as much as you can have it the other way around. Let's be fair. It's there's nothing wrong with that at all. We have Mr. Elegance, which we're going to talk about in a second.
Yeah.
But M by Elegance and Heather by Elegance defending the Knockouts tag titles against the number one contenders Zaruka, who are not getting on. And we kind of forgot that Zarya was a singles wrestler. They're going to lose and probably beat the shit out of each other,
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing too, like, Zarya has been, I wanna say, poorly handled. People are like, "What, really?" But she's been in Soul's shadow since she arrived, since they connected, and she not only has not had a breakout moment where she stands above anybody, but it's
Mm,
always at the expense of her when it's in Soul
yeah.
Ruka's wheelhouse. Like, she's either the bad guy or the one that did the wrong thing or the one that messed up, or it's like
The
Soul's
the thing about it is
perfect.
though, what's unfortunate about that is when they are like when they first came out, when they first became a tag team, and after we got over, oh my god, she's teaming with her, which
Yeah.
wrestling does a lot. She's like this and she's like that. How can they possibly get along? Once we got past that initial like knee jerk cut and paste reaction, as a team, they had chemistry for days in the
Absolutely,
early
they
going.
were
But
great.
before they started teasing the pull apart, which I think they did way too soon because I think it's an amazing team. I think
What is their
you
obsession with breaking people up? Like, there's rarely ever teams that don't turn on each other, and you need more of that. Like, the Street Profits haven't killed each other separate, have they yet? I'm trying to recall.
Street Profits? No, they kept on hinting
They
towards them
hinted at it,
having like
yeah.
dissension. The
But
one team, the one team that said they would never do it and still kind of hasn't is the New Day, but that becomes gray with Big E not being there and two of them turning heel, but they're still the New Day.
yeah, they
So,
turned
like,
on Big E, so you
do
can
you count
argue
that
it.
or not, right?
Yeah.
You can literally make an argument for it either way. They kicked
Yep.
one like, in a tag team, you kick one person out, then there's only one person left. In
Yeah.
a trio, you kick one person out, there's still a tag team. So there's exactly as many arguments for they broke up as they
Against,
stayed
yeah.
together. But, I would have loved to see this eventually because obviously, like, the smaller, faster, more athletic person versus the big powerhouse,
Yeah.
is a fun match to watch, especially when they're, like, presented in that monster way like Zarya is.
And Zarya
Um,
sells well, both the
yeah,
outwardly and like, not just taking moves, but, like, the way she delivers them. She does look bigger.
yep.
She comes at you with her arms up. She takes a
If you're
wider
big and
stance.
you're hurting somebody, you have to portray that you enjoy it on some level.
Yeah,
Like,
you're a
if you look at
menace.
Bronson Reed, and I know he's playing a heel right now, but it has to work even as a babyface. Like, Braun Strowman is really like, even if he was a babyface facing another babyface, if he plowed the crap out of somebody, there was still a little bit of a smirk on his face.
Mhm.
If you watch Bronson Reed now when he's mollywhopping somebody, when he goes up for the what do you call it, the tsunami,
Yeah.
right before he leaves the turnbuckle, he's got this really evil smile on his face. Like he's locked into that part of like, I'm not just hurting people because I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy and I'm going to hurt people because I like it.
Yes, not just
There's
because I
there's
can.
been a big everybody's focused on Braun Breaker as they should be. He's the project right now. I don't think enough people are talking about how much good the vision has done for Bronson Reed because
It's done a lot for him, but
I
it
don't know
also
where
is a
Braun.
hindrance in a way,
Oh,
so
he's the third or fourth guy in his group where there's only four guys. Like there's that part of it, but I again, it's a Thea Hale thing of like if he's not in this group, I don't know where Bronson Reed is.
goes, yeah, where
Like, do
does
we
he
go
end
the
up?
other way and Bronson Reed's the next Otis? Like, we don't want to,
And then he needs
obviously
his
not.
own Asian Tucker.
Oh
NXT
no.
desperately needs a themed tag team match, like the Elimination Chamber tag
Yeah,
match they had, because they have a bunch for singles and then one for teams, but tag teams get neglected. And you know what I mean? Like they
mhm,
had war games for a long time. No, they didn't come up with it, but they do have like the
no.
Deadline match, which is very creative, and
Oh,
others.
the Iron Survivor.
Iron Survivor, yes.
You know what? They did it with the Elimination Chamber, and it was a clusterfuck, but I still thought it was kind of fun when they
It
did the
was
tag
very
team.
memorable, and I remember how
It was very
over
memorable.
Otis and Asian Tucker than
Yeah.
real Tucker was.
I wonder,
Mm.
could you do the Iron Survivor with tag teams?
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Because then,
Yeah.
because then, because then you get into like, okay, one person got pinned, so do they go to the penalty box, or do both members of the team have to go to the penalty
I
box?
know. I would say both, so no more pins could be,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say,
that's added up.
do it once, like they did with the Elimination Chamber. Do it once as like, oh, this is the year it's different, like the 40-man Rumble.
Yeah.
They did it once because it was special that year or whatever, right? But
And then years
no,
later,
you're
they had
right.
the
I think,
greatest Royal Rumble ever.
yeah.
It doesn't
I
count.
mean, you could always, what's called King of the Mountain,
Yeah,
King,
that
King of the
would be a
Mountain
good.
for the NXT tag titles. But
But
anyways,
something along those lines. I feel like, and even going back a little bit, it's happened with the North American title, it's happened with the tag titles, and it's happened with the men's mid card as well. I
whoever
I love
wins,
Ethan Page.
I'll
He's running out of people to face, and that's
yeah.
a
I
problem.
will say, because of how locked in he is right now, it's gonna be okay, lofty comparison. When somebody used to beat John Cena for the WWE title, you've done two things. You've won the WWE title, and you're one of the few people that got to beat John Cena.
Yeah, it
Like, it almost
cemented you
became
into
too
a new
si
legacy.
too si
Yeah.
yeah. So the title that you had was the trophy that said you beat John Cena, right? I'm not saying Ethan Page is on a John Cena level, but the way he's sunk into his character right now, plus, doing the double champion thing, doing AAA stuff to AAA title and all that kind of stuff, they better be careful with
Yeah.
who beats Ethan Page. It's gonna be one of the big guys, probably. It's gonna be, what's his name? The guy that just, came up, Keanu Carver
Yeah.
or Jasper Troy.
One of them.
The two guys that are fighting to take over the Oba spots in
Yes.
NXT. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. You had a big guy that came in and was an awesome big guy, and now the other two big guys on your roster are fighting for that spot. That
Yep.
should be a story. Maybe not for the speed title because that's a bit weird. But
Yes. But that's kind of the issue right here is that,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it's all a bit weird right now.
yeah.
I'm laughing a lot, and we're gonna laugh when we get to the ladder match because this is like a prime example of it. I love this period of NXT where they dump like the top layer off.
Yes.
Javon just went up, Trick just went up, Oba's going up, uh, Jordan Grace just went up. Like all the people that were like the shining examples at the top of the tree, the ones that were the first ones on the call sheet when you're making a pay-per-view card, they're all gone now. Now it's a scramble, like it's a legitimate scramble
Yeah.
for who's going to take that spot. So everything's a little scattered. Everything's a little okay. They're trying it with this guy this week. Maybe that's not going to hit me, but like the amount of trial and error that they're going to go through, you have to know that that's the kind of space that they are right now.
Mhm.
It's that kind of NXT at the moment until they find their next so and so. But I think it's also really fun and it lets you be really light and it lets you go into the episodes with like, all right, let's see what they do this week. Let's see who rises. Let's see who falls. I think that's a really fun time to watch NXT. It's not great when you got somebody on Raw or SmackDown like Kiana James,
Yeah.
who's like
Both
what,
on
like
tits, Keanu James.
Julia's lawyer or whatever that wrestles sometimes.
Yeah.
But but again, it's different things for different shows. We've made the TNA reference before of like certain things just work in TNA that wouldn't work anywhere else. You can do that in NXT
Yeah,
is the point.
exactly.
So they're lost. They're looking for new people. They're looking for new headliners. They're looking for new champions and new stars. To me, in NXT, that's a fun time to watch NXT
Oh,
because
yeah.
it means all the wacky stuff comes out too, which is
Well,
all good.
one of the things too that we saw was how are you gonna, everyone's like looking at Shawn Michaels. How are you gonna recover? How are you gonna survive? How are you gonna X, Y, and
Hmm?
Z? Now that you lost all of your top talent, like they'd never been, pillaged before
To,
by the
to,
main
to
roster
be NXT is to be constantly under
under
attack.
attack. But it's so true, and it is.
I'm like a piece of paper on a bulletin board. I'm under attack.
Yes. But it's so true, and it really, really, really is, and you see it. So
Yeah.
what did they do the week after? They're like, "Hey, we got new stars," and they showcase people like Shiloh and others, and
Mhm.
that worked. And the thing is now, like I was already interested in Shiloh, but I want to see more from him. I want to know
Oh yeah.
what goes further? What happens more? What are we gonna see? What are we
Well,
gonna get?
he wants to break people's bones like twigs in the woods. We'll get
Mm,
to that. Let's get past. We were talking about the Knockouts tag title match.
yes.
Here's the thing: Zaruka's going to break up at some point, maybe as early as next week. Right? They're a team of two that's not functioning very well right now. They're going up against three ladies with two other guys backing them up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, there's no way they're winning.
No.
On a side note, though, real life stuff. Nice to see that Ash by Elegance is cleared and once again a member of the roster, and
So is
once
she
again,
cleared to wrestle or
yeah, yeah, she
okay.
was
So she
scrapping on.
retired
Yep,
and
I
unretired
know.
in like
It's
a
all. I
3 month
know.
time. Like I'm not
I know.
knocking
It's
it,
all
but
good.
that's why I
No.
worry at times. Like, why do people jump the gun with relinquishing? And WWE did that quite a few times, and the
Mhm.
person ends up being just fine. Like Rey Mysterio, they started taking him off of stuff, and now apparently he's okay.
Yep. My thing.
I don't
My
know.
thing is, and I know what you're saying because
Yeah,
it's hell for storytelling and whatever, but it's one of those. Oh, it's a work. Everything's because we don't like Seth Rollins. Now every injury is a work, right?
yeah,
If it's a work, I like, okay, nobody likes being jerked around. Okay, people watch wrestling these days and don't want to get worked, which is a huge problem because wrestling is a work. But
but
if she's not injured, like the bare bones of that piece of news is here's another human being that we thought would never be able to do what they love to do again. And it turns out that they can.
yeah,
Like if we can't start like be frustrated with how they dealt with it or how they cheesed off a story or whatever, but if you can't start with that as a base, then I don't know what we're doing.
yeah. Then you're just screwing the pooch,
Yeah.
and
And I mean if
that's
she and the other part of it is because she's never come out and said what it is, and I've fully advocated for if she doesn't want to tell us what it was,
that's her
don't.
prerogative. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have to.
exactly.
You owe us
We go
nothing.
into we look at the Bray Wyatt thing. Oh, why is he off TV? Why is he off TV? Well, we saw what happened. Not to be
Mm-hmm.
morbid about the whole thing,
No.
but like if whatever she was dealing with was something that was like do or die type of thing, I could see a mentality of okay, let's not drag it out. Let's not play a guessing game. Let's just make this announcement. I can drop the title. I can leave it for the ladies that are active in the ring right now. I don't want to hold it, in abeyance or whatever other word. I can see it from her point of view of like, if I don't think I can do this anymore, we might as well cut to the chase and let
Yeah.
somebody who can do it have the belt. And I mean,
Pretty much.
lost in that whole conversation is the fact that Lei Ying Lee, who was never used properly in WWE, is the current Knockouts champion,
Yeah, exactly.
which is fantastic, right? But I mean, her being back for whatever, because I go back to again NXT WWE brackets general never used Dana Brooke properly.
Yeah.
And she, as the minute she landed in TNA, she was being used to her full potential and like sunk into this character to the point that now
I
I
am
don't
not
know
a
what
household name. Yeah, we went quite a far way with
exactly.
her.
But with and it's one of those like Heather Reckless and Maggie May, which are the other two wrestlers that are now Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance. I don't know what they did on the indies before they got to TNA.
Yeah.
So they might have a catalog a mile long. But in the TNA story, she was this star that got herself all the way to the championship title picture and brought two more stars with her and pulled them into that same spotlight. So I can't hate it. You know what I mean? And she's going to be in the corner of her girls who are defending their titles. And it's three ladies on two, but it's five people on two. We're going to get to see George Iceman on NXT, which is going to kick ass.
Yeah, no shit.
George Iceman's the dude. I don't even care. But yeah, exposure for them. Dana Brooke gets to walk back into WWE and say like, this is what it looks like when you feature me properly, which is another side of the coin. But all of them, like whoever this dude is that they've got playing Mr. Elegance is absolutely ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like somebody said, I forget who it is. So if you're listening and it was you that said it, then I don't know, shoot me or something. It's like
Reach out.
Jungle Boy, if he went to the gym.
Yeah. That's so
But yeah,
great.
so TNA once again gets featured pretty prominently on a WWE program. They get to defend their titles on a WWE program. Zaruka, it benefits their story going forward. And yeah, Tony D is going to explain his actions. I'm a new Tony D. I needed to get everybody's attention. I bet I've got all your attention now. You know,
Yeah.
it's the beginning of that old CM Punk promo. Do I have everybody's attention now? And
But it makes me
I think it's
smile thinking back to that, like,
yeah. I think it's
it's
going to be a pretty cut and paste promo
yeah.
in the best way possible.
Okay.
Because they have to do something to shake off the more campy elements of the old, like, mob boss character that he was doing and be like, "I'm just here to kill people."
Yeah.
I'm kinda bummed that they showed him in the back talking to Ava because he hasn't said anything yet, and I was hoping that he was gonna break that in the ring next week, but, they had their conversation, and even, like, he wasn't even putting the accent on like he was doing before. It's like, I'm here to do shit, and
Yeah,
Ava's
exactly.
Ava's, like, recruiting him, like, "NXT needs you," which I don't think it's not quite Vince saying, "I need the real Stone Cold." But, it's gonna be pretty cut and paste unless he does what Ava told him not to do and gets involved in the main event.
Yes.
Now, the main event, look, this is what I say about this this time for NXT is let's throw everything in the pot and see what works. Ricky
Let's
Saints,
mix it up.
Shiloh Hill, Dion Lennox, Joe Hendry, Jackson Drake, Keanu Carver, and Sean Legacy. 7-man ladder match for the vacant NXT championship.
Yeah. Like, holy
I
hell.
mean, it's gonna be Ricky or Joe Hendry, but the
Y
rest of them are gonna have a hell of a lot of fun. I predict that initially, Joe Hendry was going to beat Jackson Drake and be in the match because, of course, Joe Hendry was going to be in the match. I
Yeah.
think they've decided Jackson Drake is so good at being like a little shitty, goofy, whatever little guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be there for Keanu Carver to throw him around.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's gonna be Sean Legacy is like, I'm just happy to be here. I got nothing to lose. I'm like, okay, that's not great. But it was so bad it worked. Like, he was almost a caricature of the "I'm just happy to be here" guy. Dion Lennox brings the whole dark state, conversation into play. Ricky Saints has found himself. Character-wise, he was a little muddy for a little bit there, and I don't mean he was going back to AEW. Um, but it's gonna come down to him and Joe Hendry at the end of the day, and the straw that stirs the drink in this match is gonna be Shiloh Hill, because what the fuck does this guy look like in a ladder match?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't
So
wait to see. He's so vindictive in the sense of, like, the crazed way, but he's not a bad guy at the same time. So, like,
who's that?
he's
Oh,
Shiloh
Shiloh.
Hill. You know
Yeah.
he can do some really heinous, fucked up shit,
Yeah.
but he comes across as, like, this uh lovable
Yeah.
and
I'm not gonna let you pet my dog because you might rip its head off,
yes,
like
exactly,
that kind
thank
of
you.
thing.
So,
Um, but yeah, I I'm saying Ricky, man.
I
I'm
really
saying
wanted to be
Ricky.
Ricky Saints, but Joe Hendry's probably the worst idea out of all of them now. I mean, you give it to
Maybe
him with a ladder
because what
match, like, that's gonna
because
be
because because what do? You put it on Ricky and then let Hendry have the chase to stand and deliver oi oi oi?
oi, oi, oi. I mean, and it's for the title, it's not a number one
Yeah,
contendership, it's not so any of these guys could walk
yeah,
away champion. I feel like Hendry getting
yeah,
the belt now in a ladder match, while he's
yeah,
also basically been called up, feels ass backwards.
yeah.
Then
Yeah, they the funny thing is they haven't done him any favors
no.
by featuring him on the main roster because
Mhm.
he feels like he's already on the main roster.
Yes.
So if they have him on NXT telling you should be taking him seriously in NXT, you're gonna say, "No, this is like main roster Joe Hendry, and he's just like visiting NXT," and then it's gonna seem like a downgrade. But it's like, no, this is the brand that he's actually on. So it's a strange thing to say, and maybe you tell me if you think I'm crazy. I think putting him on the main roster while you're trying to establish him on NXT is shooting him in the foot.
Yeah. Absolutely. We said this about Liv
Like I
Morgan
get
returning too early, about others. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just a detriment having him on all the TV channels and not having him do anything of worth. Hey, he
yeah.
appears.
Mhm.
They make him so surface level in one note.
Like, I get having a character like his and wanting him to interact with The Miz because, of course,
Yeah.
I really do, and I get, like, even when he was before he signed with NXT, but he was interacting with, like, Ren Sinclair and all that. Oh, and you gotta put this guy who's, like, this great, entertaining, outgoing guy against Charlie Dempsey, super serious wrestler guy because the counter is right there character-wise. It makes sense, but I think have they featured him too much? Like, is that the thing?
Yeah, oh,
Like,
that's
we
how
talk
I feel, and especially without any substance, like, it's just like, "Oh, Joe
Mhm.
Hendry's here. Oh, Joe Hendry's that's they do it with a bunch of different
It's funny
people.
to say that his character can't handle it because you see another person who's a great wrestler, but more seen as an entertainer. You and I have talked about her quite a bit. It's Chelsea Green. Chelsea
Mhm.
Green is awesome. She's a SmackDown star. She doesn't look out of place when she shows up on NXT. She doesn't look out of place carrying around a AAA belt. Like you could see her 3 or 4 times a week, depending on the week,
Yeah,
right?
no
And it
kidding.
doesn't look out of place, and you don't get sick of her. Joe Hendry is an entertaining guy, and I'm surprised that that type of push isn't working for him as well.
It's not, and they're not showcasing anything about him that makes him feel interesting, unique, or important.
Even when he came out, I will say this, because, even the funniest thing sometimes is, like, take a jokey character and have that one day where they're pissed off and they come out all serious, and it's like, "Oh, what the hell?" Like, when R-Truth came back and he cut off his hair and we thought he was gonna be all serious, and it was effective for that reason. When he came out at the end of the night and he was, like, holding his ribs and he got involved in the brawl and whatever, but, like, he was holding his ribs and selling, which is good, but he still had to do, like, the funky pose in the entranceway.
Yeah, exactly.
But they wanted to do the pose so that you could see him selling. So, again, it's one of those, I get why they did it, but you coulda just done a bit less. Coulda just done a bit less. I think Ricky
Less is more,
I
and they avoid that at times. They just wanna give you everything.
I know people are saying, "Oh my god, why would you just copy AEW?" But I think this idea that a lot of people are floating around of Ricky Saints becomes the champion for the second time in NXT and brings in, Hobbs as a heater.
Right? And that
Because
works.
if you're gonna build up, because this is what I was gonna say, Tony D stares down the champion at the end of the night to show his boss that he can be well behaved for a night. I waited till the match was over before I decked him. So you want to build up this guy Tony D as maybe not necessarily a bad guy, but a little bit of a like anti-hero. I'm gonna go after the bad guy, but I'm still a piece of shit
Yeah,
type of
exactly.
character. But so then you're gonna have to build him up as somebody that's aggressive, scary, violent, whatever the case may be. The next logical step for somebody like Ricky Saints, go get a heater. I'm sorry, the Shawn Michaels Diesel template works for a reason.
Oh, it does. It
And everybody, oh, it
does.
would be such a downgrade for Hobbs to go to NXT. No, it wouldn't actually. More people watch NXT than Dynamite. Moving on.
Yeah.
But I'm going Ricky. Uh, I'll go
Mm.
if it's not Ricky. I want to say if it's not Ricky, it'll be Joe. Obviously, there's a small part of me that is like, okay, if we're starting a brand new chapter in NXT, NXT champion Shiloh Hill,
Yes.
Happy Wyatt. Um, but yeah, no, it's gonna be a fun episode next week. I wish they were calling it something, but yeah, to make my life very, very easy later on, this is where the cut is gonna be. And now we'll
Dip-dip-dip-dip-dip.
and now we'll talk about the Royal Rumble. And I just dropped my clipboard. That's
Uh-oh.
awesome. Royal
Clipboard
Rumble
down,
is
but you know it's
it's
not
only
down. The Royal Rumble's,
my
oh,
penis. I
no,
mean, what?
everybody that's up too, but only in half mast because this Rumble is a mess.
Okay, we got 2 actual matches to get through, and then we can
Yeah, we
have
could
all
actually go off about the Rumble.
we can do all the fun stuff. We can do all the fun stuff, all the Rumble talk, because that'll be the majority of the conversation. Um, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. As much as I would love it to be Sami, it's not gonna be Sami.
It's not going
I
to
d
be.
I
They
don't
gave
think they give
him
him
Go ahead.
Okay, here's the
Yeah.
thing. The interesting thing about Sami Zayn, right, is Sami Zayn can have 2 hometown victories, kind of. And I don't wanna get into all the political stuff. Sami Zayn can have a hometown victory in Montreal, and he can have a hometown victory in Saudi Arabia. I
Yeah.
don't think they give him 2. I mean, I know Saturday night's main event isn't a pay-per-view, but for the sake of what I'm saying here, I don't think they give him 2 hometown victories at 2 back-to-back pay-per-views on 2 back-to-back weekends.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, eh,
I
here's the thing,
I would okay, don't let me caveat
yeah,
that
go
with
ahead, please.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Yes.
But if he loses, depending on the placement and all that, because they usually main event with the men's rumble, if he loses and it's like, okay, we'll talk about the whole, oh my God, the rumble's full type of thing in a second, because I got stuff to say about that as well. But if one of those spots in the rumble was just, okay, Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn are fighting for the title. Whoever doesn't win the title has this spot in the rumble
Yeah.
because they get another because people have pulled double duty forever. This is not a new thing. Oh my God, why would you double use them? Because it's Sami Zayn and he's gonna get a fucking huge pop.
Yeah. It's
Like,
gonna
what are we
be
doing?
what are we doing? But that's here's the thing, that in my eyes, I'm gonna get shit on for this by somebody, but the boat sailed on Sami Zayn.
Hmm,
The momentum, the wave, the ultimate underdog story, all of it, they kind of capitalized on with Gunther when he won the IC title. And then again,
mhm,
what WWE is infamous for. They're always better at the chase than making champions runs successful.
mm.
I mean, like you said before, was Jay's a failure? No. But when you look back, he barely defended it. He was busy with other people's problems and multi-man and tag
People
matches.
see Jay's thing as a failure because so many people look at wrestling as I'm going to back this guy that I think is an underdog so that I can be the underdog fan. And as soon as they win, as soon as they find success, then oh, they're being shoved down our throats, and I have to pick whatever guy isn't being featured.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, they took their cues from the absolutely like we're gonna bitch no matter what portion of the fan base, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
absolutely stupid.
Oh, absolutely. And what
Jay's not nearly as bad. Okay, Jay is not Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels going an hour in the Iron Man match. He's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
But
No.
as I said, the fact that like Jey Uso went from oh my God, how can you not belt this guy up? He's the most over guy ever. Oh my God, this guy's so obnoxious. Why would they ever belt him up?
I
Like
wish I knew, but
here's your
you
coat. What's
guys
your
are
hurry?
yeah. And that was the thing with AJ's retirement, which we'll get into shortly, but it
Mm,
didn't need to be done right now. You know, they could have waited on
mm,
that. And that's their problem. They rush into things so the builds feel super fast and everything kind of feels just messy. I think part of the build for this is because it's in Saudi. It is rushed. Yes,
mm,
but I think they're not doing as much as they normally do because usually there's so much more advertising and
mm.
push towards this Rumble. It feels like they just want to get through it this year. Above all else, it's like survive the Rumble and get on to
Get
the
through
road
it.
to WrestleMania. Yeah.
Which, as I said, I think I said it in the last pod. If that's their mentality about the Rumble, I hate to see how they're gonna advertise or not advertise next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, because they said like the production value is going to be insane. One of the biggest budgets they've had yet for Pyro and Mania.
The pyro bill. I've seen this. It hasn't been substantiated, but it's something I've seen repeated enough times that their pyro, what do you call it, like pyro budget alone, let alone
Yes.
all the other elements that they're bringing in, their pyro budget alone is more than they've spent at any WrestleMania, and that includes the 2-night events.
Mhm.
And I'm like, all right, let it be as big as possible. I mean, you took 20 days and built a stadium that I'm sure won't fall over. Uh, I really hope that doesn't happen. I'll sound like a dickhead.
I don't want to sit in
Um,
those chairs, huh?
yeah, I'm. I get why people have given up on the Sami Zayn thing. I I'm not there yet. Maybe I'm setting myself up for a fall. It's like a lot of people say about the Rumble matches themselves. I'm ready to be hurt again. Like I'm ready to be heartbroken for Sami Zayn again.
See, that's the thing. We're gonna get heartbroken. We're gonna get it at the Rumble itself, and then everyone's like, "Oh,
Mm,
so he goes ahead and he loses the match, but then he goes on to win the Rumble." Like you said, that Sammy did it again. For anybody else, that could be a great story, like the ultimate underdog. Like I lost the title
mm,
match, but I came back to win. We've seen
mm.
people do that. A la Seth Rollins lost earlier in the night for the
Brock.
greatest. Yeah. So why can't we? That would be something fun. I really like the idea that they floated around and now it'll never happen because they talked about it. But with Chelsea Green winning because numbers 29 and 28 eliminate each other and she's number 30 and walks
Oh,
out to
yeah.
win. Like that's an
But
only
you
but
know
goodie.
that the people that are like, it's brilliant, but it's also really flat. And
Yeah.
both like character if you wanna have the conversation about how that exactly fits her character and roddy roddy rah, and people will let it fly because they love her even though she's a heel, entirely valid conversation. The other guy on the other side of the coin, you can't see my hands because this is an audio medium.
Yeah.
The other people over here in my other hand that are gonna talk about that's a flat as fuck ending, and it better not be the last match of the night, is also valid because
It
it would
is.
be flat as fuck.
Oh, I know. But
It
think
would be
about
it would be it would be Jackson Drake saying, "Hey, I'm in the ladder match and I didn't even have to qualify." Like,
exactly.
what are we what are we doing?
I
Because
still
the
think that
potential
I
because
would love this.
the
Yeah.
backlash to that would not be directed at her, it would be directed at the booking decision, but I
Yes.
don't want a character that is as fun and is so enjoyable to so many people as Chelsea Green to live with that backlash, even though it wouldn't be directed at her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't
Chelsea
even think
Green
I gave
is
you my
is
winner for the match for the ladder match, surprisingly enough, because of how focused I
Oh.
am on the Rumble. But
Oh, yeah, I said Ricky, right?
yeah, I agree with you, Ricky Saints. But it kind of has to be because Shiloh can't win the title yet. That'd be terrible, I imagine. I mean, you
Again,
could,
it's
but
one of those I keep going back to the same thing again. Like, it's one of those, like, we took a Jey Uso swing. You can take a Jey Uso swing twice as many times in NXT. Go like, if they go with somebody brand new, like, if they went with Dion, because at least Dion has an established story with Dark State. It's not for everybody, I get it. Um, he's the leader of a group, and he solidifies himself as the leader of the group because he's got the belt. Like, not forever, but, like, he's pretty good. I like him, and he's pretty damn good on the mic as well. So as like a what do I call it? Like a tester run with the
yeah,
belt almost, I wouldn't hate it.
no,
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Ricky, and I want it to be Ricky because I like Ricky. Joe Hendry's gonna be the chaser. It seems pretty obvious, but again, I'm hungry and I'm thirsty for something, even if it's not what I want, give me something that I wasn't expecting. Give me
yeah,
something out of the like, take a swing on something.
yeah,
Um, like I say, like Shiloh Hill, take a swing with Shiloh Hill. If not now, when? Because you can take a swing with Shiloh, and if he didn't work as a champion, he didn't really beat anybody. It's the same argument as you were saying about Joe Hendry. Like Joe Hendry should beat somebody for the title. Like Shiloh Hill,
exactly.
okay,
He just
okay,
got
but
it off the ladder, sure, and that could be
yeah,
part of his charm. Absolutely, I get
he, he
that.
he beat Vacant.
Yes, and he can
Vacant
go
is
on and
undefeated,
on
except
about
it's
that.
not. But anyways, swinging back towards
Yes, back
the
back
Rumble.
towards the Rumble.
You're saying it's not happening. I'm going to vote for Hope.
All right.
I'm going to vote for Sami Zayn.
Okay.
I'm going to
Um,
swing for Hope again. I'm going to swing for Hope again. AJ doesn't retire.
okay. So this is what we'll start off with. AJ Styles and Gunther. And
Mm,
we had gotten word before that they didn't value AJ like they do John. And John ruffled feathers while
mm,
they were saying, like, don't you think you could do a year? So I guess AJ went in the back and was like, hey, can we turn this into a retirement tour? There had been many discussions, and they were kind of like, we'll give you a retirement week is what it turned out to be essentially.
mm,
They let him face, Punk. He had that great match there. We saw him, over the weekend. It's a AJ can still go, but he's hurting. He can't do it forever. He wants to be done. Fine. But they rushed everything to get him into this program with Gunther, which again, there's two big caveat, plot holes, however you want to phrase it with this. So
mm,
one that's a stinker is why does it have to be the Rumble? So
mhm,
Gunther says, I'm already working double duty. What's the game plan? I'm not going to face you. What do I get
mm.
from it? I'm in the Rumble. So why didn't AJ turn around and say, well, I declare for the Rumble and I'm going to eliminate you? and then they face each other for the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, have
Mhm.
AJ eliminate Gunther. Now Gunther's pissed, and now he will have the match, but only if you put your career on the line. Like, why did it have to be this Saturday at the Rumble? Why did it have to be such a rush? Why couldn't AJ have gone in the Rumble himself to face
Tension.
Gunther? Y-
Tension.
Yeah,
If
manufactured,
I'm right, well, okay, but everything in wrestling is manufactured. Hate to
no
be a
doubt. But
dick,
I
but
thought you meant
like
literally like backstage. But
no, 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 no. I'm saying to build tension. This
mm,
is where I'm going. This is where like, conspiracy flags are flying in my head,
yes,
whatever, right? Everybody that thinks they know everything, and that includes us. Well, let's put all the pieces together. Like he just had this awesome match with Nakamura out of nowhere. He just had this match with Punk out of nowhere. He must be retiring at the Rumble. They're trying to tie up all the loose ends.
yeah,
Isn't that a way
exactly.
to, okay, outside of whatever the story is, that's playing with people that think they know what the backstage story is. Like you're playing with the other part of the fan's brain. It's like, okay, if we can't make you believe in the story where Gunther's just this monster that kills everybody, so AJ is going to lose, we'll make you think, oh, well, they booked this because of this, and they put the domino in place here, and the Punk match had to happen now because he's not going to be in the company anymore next Monday, so he must be losing.
Yes.
Oh, let's all get emotional and like, oh, he doesn't stand a chance because clearly even the booking patterns are telling us that he's losing, and then
Hmm.
he doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that. But here's the thing. Are they going to damage Gunther for an AJ Styles who's out the door?
I don't think losing to AJ Styles damages Gunther. I think
I
it's
I think what
I
they're
think
trying to
it's
do now is
so false.
no, I get your point, but here's the thing that they're so heavily focused on. Gunther is
Mm,
their guy to
mm,
retire the stars. So now
mm,
they want like, he took out John Cena, took out Goldberg, two names
mm,
essentially bigger than AJ Styles. He should
mm.
be, when they shouldn't have him get beat and escape the career match because now the threat of Gunther beating everybody in a career match is kind of lessened. Like, oh well, AJ got out of it, so maybe I don't think it should have been booked like this at all. I would have just avoided the career stipulation at this point. But they are full steam ahead with
I
him
don't but see,
leaving.
here's the thing as well, right? Because everybody's saying, "Oh, Gunther's gonna face Brock at Mania," when it's already gotten out there that SummerSlam is gonna be in Brock's backyard,
Yeah,
and
he's supposed to face him at
I
SummerSlam in
I
Minnesota, I
think that
thought.
match is happening there, right?
Yeah, I've only
So
heard
the
it being
way
there. So
the way that how can I say this? The way that AJ got fucked out of his match with Gunther on Raw,
yes,
and then he basically had to come not begging, but like he had to come and say, "Hey, give me another shot." You think Gunther is not gonna go batshit crazy with the whole, "Yeah, you didn't really beat me. You didn't really beat me. You're a coward. Let me beat you again. Let's have a rubber match." Because it would be a rubber match at that point.
yeah,
Because here's the thing. Gunther can still be the one that retires AJ Styles. It doesn't have to be this weekend.
that was my point.
A
Like they
and you want
rushed it and
no, but what I'm saying, with the stipulation as it sits currently right now that AJ Styles' career is on the line this coming Saturday against Gunther in
yeah,
Saudi at the
okay,
Rumble.
hmm,
If he doesn't manage to take AJ's career, it doesn't mean he's not eventually gonna take AJ's career.
okay, all right,
Like, and repeating a stipulation with the same wrestlers, I get that that's a risky thing, but, like, if AJ comes into this and even if AJ pulls it out, like I think he's going to, trying to do trying to do WWE Unreal with the booking pattern in real time.
yes.
That's my conspiracy theory, basically. And also, like, I don't want AJ Styles to retire yet, but, like, because Gunther could goad him and AJ can come out on Monday and say, "I saved my career. You were all behind me and you all helped me save my career." Gunther could come out and say, "You know what? We're 1-1. At best, you've tied me. You haven't beat me."
Yeah.
Because WWE
I
WWE
don't
likes their
disagree with
trilogies.
you. I know they
Yeah.
do. I just wish they didn't label this match as a career possibly ending match. Like this is what shoots everything in the foot for me because if he
The
loses
only
this,
way
they
the
could
only
do
way
it
you make it
again,
make
but
sense the only way you make it make sense this time around is he comes to AJ demanding the rubber match, and he says, "Well, I had to put my career on the line. Why don't you put your career on the line?" And then to show that he's the good guy, the sportsman, he says, "I'm not gonna put you in a spot that I'm not gonna put myself in like you did to me. If you
mm,
put your career on the line, I will as well." because now it's both ways. Because right now the
Yeah.
career stipulation is only on AJ.
But how do
The
you get
classy
out
way,
of him winning tonight where you don't hurt Gunther? Because a lot of people are going to view if he loses to AJ, oh, Gunther's buried, he's over, he's done. We know
because
that's not the
AJ
case.
Styles is a friggin' 20-something year
You're veteran. No,
veteran
I
wrestler
get it,
that
but
knows more tricks than Gunther.
I
Gunther
guess
will be overconfident. And I'm sorry, this is why the David and Goliath story works.
yes,
Big monster power guys never, like, I'm not saying
they
Gunther's
don't
not a
fail.
smart
Yeah.
wrestler. No, I'm not saying Gunther's not a smart wrestler. Smaller guys, the underdogs, the undersized guys, the quicker guys, the faster guys, they have to be smart, and they have to be smart from the first day of their career because they don't have, well, if it doesn't work, I'm bigger, I'll just slap you,
Yeah, the advantage of the
right?
height and weight.
So I don't think, like, and especially, like, I know Gunther's had a pretty storied career before being in WWE, don't get me wrong, but like AJ Styles, the only place he hasn't been is AEW.
Yes, and
Thank
AJ
God.
is the bigger star, no doubt.
Mm,
Here's the thing, though, from WWE's standpoint,
mm,
AJ's retiring this year. Gunther, they're going to
mm.
keep building and building to have him retire more stars. So I feel like AJ is already looked at as a done deal. I
Oh,
feel
he
like
is. He
this
is
is
he
signed,
is a done deal,
sealed,
and he has to come
delivered.
out on he has to come out on Monday with some kind of promo that's realistic.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey guys, I won on Saturday. Doesn't mean I'm 20 years old again. It means I bought myself one more day." Like, he
Yes.
has to look at it from that real, and AJ can do that. In a promo, AJ can do that.
Oh,
But
he of all
also,
people
like,
certainly could. I just don't see it
now
happening.
now that they have the working relationship with TNA as well, they've got all the video packages and all the history from TNA to pull
Mhm.
from as well. Not that you can really do much with the New Japan stuff, but it is what it is. Like,
Yes.
you can really put an emphasis on the fact that look at the fucking career. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. AJ Styles has a 28-year
Yeah.
professional wrestling career,
It's incredible, and
right?
the fact that he hasn't been out with injury as long, and all the stuff he's gone
Yeah.
through, he's
Well,
been consistently
more than he
amazing.
has, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, he hasn't
I
missed more time than when he's been out, like, he's always consistently amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could
The
have them
other
lose the match. How does he lose Gunther without fully losing his
I
heat
don't know.
here?
I
That's
don't know. Because
my
I don't look
go ahead,
I
yeah.
know I know what you're saying. I don't think you lose any heat by being out wrestled by a guy with a 28-year career. Like, I don't think that's a thing.
I think he loses some of
I
his
get
heel
that.
heat in the eyes of the fans, like, "Oh, you couldn't take out the retiring AJ, so how are we gonna believe you to take out Brock? How are we gonna believe you to retire
Okay,
so and
here's the thing.
so?" And
Here's the thing. No disrespect to AJ, right? But if I stack up Goldberg, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, who's the smallest name on that list?
it would be AJ, yeah.
It would be AJ. No disrespect intended, obviously, but he's gonna get the Brock Lesnar scalp. The Brock Lesnar scalp will erase the fact that he lost a match to AJ.
Oh, yeah. I'm not disagreeing there, but the
The
problem
guy the guy
is
that the guy that
some of the
retired
fans and the
Goldberg
fickle minds, they
the
don't
guy
wanna
that
let
retired
that
Goldberg.
go.
Okay, well, the people with the fickle minds can fuck off because they're never gonna be happy anyway. The
True.
guy the guy lost to Sami Zayn in a mid-card title match
Yeah.
and then went on to retire John Cena.
Yes.
Like, two things can be true.
Oh, certainly. I'm not denying you. I just feel like
I'm
their
Oh,
end goal
yeah,
here
and
is
I'm not
they're
arguing
gonna
with you. I'm
put
just trying to let you
AJ
know
in
where I'm coming from,
TNA.
like,
Yeah, AJ is a in my mind right now, unfortunately, and I think it's the wrong decision. I think they
mm,
shouldn't have rushed through this. And the way that they have their stupid mind made up is that Gunther has to win because
mm.
if he loses, then he can no longer retire anybody else. That's their stupid mindset that they have built up behind them. So with that in mind, I really think AJ's done with WWE, but they're going to ship his ass to TNA, and that's where he'll finish out the remainder of his career.
You know what? There's a little bit of me that wouldn't mind that, but there's a little bit of me that says he can do that in TNA without leaving WWE.
I guess, but now it's like, well, why are
Part of
you
their
in TNA without staying? Like, isn't there bigger offerings?
part
This is like the door open for that.
part of the deal with WWE and TNA is that it's pretty much been exclusively NXT, which
Yes.
made sense, but they need to start sharing alike a
Well,
little bit.
I don't know the confirmation of this, but a couple of things I heard. This was already discussed briefly back
Mm,
in December. So what they had done
mhm,
was they had given Joe Hendry's contract early to allow
Mm.
them to have certain things in the future with the TV deals coming in and
Mhm.
whatnot. And one of the big things they needed was AJ at the opening for the debut.
Yep.
And they said they wanted him to have a match. They said against who? And they
Mhm.
said Frank Kazarian. So
Oh,
what
okay.
happened on the
They
debut?
teased that. They teased that as well,
They
yeah.
went through with it and teased it, and they had him and Kaz, "I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend, friend. I'm not your guy, buddy. You're not my buddy,
"I'm not your
guy."
guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy."
Exactly,
Yeah, kid.
and then Kazarian now lost the title, so now you have 2 matches. You have AJ taking on the champ and AJ taking on Kazarian. You
Mm.
know, that's a big get, that's a big goal, and AJ, that's kinda how he wanted to go out with his friends, with,
Mhm.
TNA meant
I
a
was gonna
lot
say
to him.
him and Frankie because of the history, like, we had the same kind of conversations with the John Cena retirement as well. Him and Frankie because of the history would be great. If he's gonna go back to TNA and have a match, I'd rather see him fight somebody new.
I
Like,
also think part of
I
that was Gunther.
in a certain way though, like, it wasn't the best match of John Cena's retirement tour, but there was a different kind of interest
Yes.
in John Cena, Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul, everybody's gonna growl because I said Logan Paul, but
But they had the better match too.
yeah, potentially, yeah.
And here's the
Um,
thing, Gunther was a risky choice, Spaz. That was the problem because had it been work with me here, you think of like even Edge or Kurt Angle were the
mm,
ones to have the last match, and Kurt Angle finally applies the ankle lock, and he's going to break John's
mm,
ankle, and John did it where he knows he can't get out of it, he can't fight, and he taps out. People would be upset
mm,
that he tapped, but I think it's the way that like he let go instead of being like truly fight. It was a lot to do with Gunther as well. People had resentment that
mm,
you had Gunther retire him and come off and get this rub, and they're really not behind this guy. Like every now and again, the fans find a
yeah.
heel they really get behind, but this
We
is
could have
not one
had
of them.
Edge if TK was cool, but, TK is not cool.
Apparently, that wasn't
Uh,
even asked, though. Like it was never
I
even
don't believe that in a
proposed.
million years.
The way WWE operates and how last minute, I used to think like, oh, they have all this prepared years in
Mm,
advance. And Unreal showed us a limited scope of what's real under their vision. Like they're still editing the show to make themselves look a certain way, granted. But if they're writing the show that way and it's not real to make themselves look incompetent, then they're doing a bang up
mm.
job. But you heard in
Nice.
that day in the writers' room, if you've seen any of it, they're going back and forth and they're like, why are you having Pat beat Gunther? Gunther's going to be here. Pat's not going forward. And that's kind of the
Mm,
thing here. Like they could take AJ, send him, and then Gunther has all this heat, but it doesn't really affect AJ because now everyone loves him being back in TNA. It's like
mm.
the best of both, but
I also don't in like, I get it from a story perspective. I don't entirely love the idea of let's take like, okay, your mileage may vary on Goldberg, your mileage may vary on John Cena, your mileage may vary on Brock Lesnar, your
yeah,
mileage may vary on Chris Jericho, who we're gonna talk about later. But, like,
dun
I
dun.
don't like there's a downside to this, like, yeah, you guys have all had, like, collectively, like, 100 years of career. We're gonna sacrifice all of them to this guy.
Yeah, everybody's
Like, there
gonna,
is that as well. It's the same idea as, like, every Royal Rumble is 1 winner and 29 jobbers.
yeah,
But, like, it's not like The Undertaker's streak where it's like, "Oh, he beat everybody at WrestleMania," but yeah, he lost the rest of the year. You didn't take everybody's career.
yeah.
Took, Undertaker's and you took, friggin' Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair and a couple other people, but don't worry about that. I don't know. I'm going okay, I don't know if you noticed there's a theme here. I'm going with Hope, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles.
All right.
Now let's
I
dive into the fun stuff.
well, who am I thinking? Oh God, I'm not even. I'm gonna just be straight up realistic with it, and
Yes?
that's I've been going back and forth. Odds on favorites right now go Roman, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn,
Okay,
36, 33, and 11% from Vegas.
nice. I'm gonna
Um,
start with the ladies if you don't mind.
yeah, no, I'm just giving you
Okay.
I'm giving you the odds. So your hope for the men's, you're saying is
My
is
hope for the men's,
is AJ?
if we get to WrestleMania and CM Punk is still the champion, I
Yeah,
hope Cody Rhodes three-peats and goes for Punk and goes for that title because I need that match and the belt needs a Rumble winner to pick it.
yeah. Who would I like to see win? Like my dark horse would be Finn Balor. I think if they can turn him face and because he's got something the fans do want to cheer him. They haven't used him right in ages. There's just a lot of things to it, I think. And
I
uh,
would take a Sami Zayn victory in the Rumble if Cody wins the Chamber to give me that Punk match as well.
I feel that.
Because I'm going with hope. But let's talk about what
Let's get
we've
into the ladies. Yes.
let's talk about what we got so far. What we have for announced wrestlers.
Yes.
January 19th, they announced Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and Asuka. January 23rd, they announced Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and Julia. Maxine Dupree announced herself on an episode of A Shot of Brandy.
Yes.
Becky Lynch announced herself on Raw 2 days ago. Now, that's only 17. That's only 17 out of the 30. Of those, Liv Morgan. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. The idea that this is where Bianca Belair comes back after being gone for so long, happy that she's not hurt anymore and cleared and all that all the human stuff.
Yes.
But fuck off.
Yeah.
But fuck off.
She's had this, like Cody was arguing, like I was like, well, maybe they give Liv the chamber then because they're taking away the Rumble. But Bianca's won the Rumble. She doesn't need it. Yeah,
Bianca's
you're gonna have her
already,
Dumble. She's not in any major story. Yeah, she could be put in this a bit, but I think there's far better people being served by this happening.
Oh well, we need to have her versus Jade. Why? Jade's doing awesome.
Yeah.
And there's already a match on the horizon that's a lot more intriguing.
Yep.
But
no,
it's
I
Liv.
Like? If it's not Liv, this sounds crazy, but I don't think it would happen in a million years. But you recall Shayna Baszler's Rumble appearance, right? Before the world imploded. And she tore down everybody and had that record until I think Nia beat it years later. Regardless, I would love to see Jordan Grace.
Problem is, I think she's getting a title shot before WrestleMania, which takes her out of WrestleMania contention. I'd love to see it. I want her to be the Iron Woman for sure.
That was my thought. Get in there, clear house, and make it all the way through, and give us a fucking performance.
Actually,
you know what she could do.
I'll pull back. I'll pull back on that slightly. Okay. I want Jordan Grace to get the elimination record this year. I would maybe give the Iron Woman to somebody a little more sneaky, like a Roxanne Perez.
Yes.
Because Roxanne Perez is super awesome. The way, I know it's not going to last very long, and we're meant to know that her and Liv are going to fall out eventually. It's not quite the same as Zaruka. It's like it's there to fall apart.
Yes.
But in the meantime, they make a pretty wicked team. I like them as a team. I would love it if it came down to her and Liv at the end. But no, give the Iron Woman spot to Roxanne. Give the elimination record to Jordan Grace.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Now
that's about it. I can't think of anything else that goes against that. Yeah, that's he's looking at all the entrants, everything we have confirmed. That's what's up.
Now let's do some fun stuff. Because there's many branches of the WWE free these days. Speculated for the Rumble. Obviously, Bianca Belair. But NXT superstars noticeably lacking from this week's episode of NXT, not only Sol Ruka, but also JC Jane. Fatal Influence went out without her. They made a big deal pointing out that Zarya was there without Sol. They gotta both be in the Rumble. JC Jane there as the champion representing NXT. Awesome. Sol Ruka's going to have the ladies Rumble version of a Kofi Kingston spot for sure. We're going to get like triple, quadruple soul snatchers or something to that effect.
Yeah.
That'll be great. And did a little fun exercise for myself. We want to feature, even though it's Saudi and I don't know where TNA lands on the whole Saudi deal. I've done this for the guys as well. Who's three possible people that I would want to see from TNA show up in the ladies Rumble.
Yeah.
Not that we need to. We have a jacked roster, but surprise purposes. Personally, because it's me, Rosemary. They did a bunch of stuff on socials the past week or so to celebrate Rosemary's 10th year in TNA, like a lot of video package tribute type stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming something's going to happen with her in the next couple of weeks. Anyways, Tasha Steelz, just because she's a lot of fun, and I think she'd go out there and like show up, show out type thing.
Yeah.
And because I want to watch the world burn, and I want to see her face off specifically with Charlotte Flair, Tessa Blanchard.
Mm.
Yep.
That makes a good deal of sense.
Yep.
I'm curious,
And
because we know what's going on with the women's knockout titles. I'm curious what's going on with the women's tag titles past this. It's
in TNA?
no in WWE. I'm saying because
Oh.
we know, they've got plans for the knockouts tag titles. Those are still being defended. We saw Ruka getting a chance at that. But the women's main roster tag titles, if you want to call them that, because they go all over,
Mm,
I feel like, you have two single stars that work well as a tag team, but they're still treated like single stars. They need to move the belts off them, is my point, because you're going to hinder these
mm,
two being forced into a tag team unless they really want to make this a long term thing with them, which I don't see them
mm.
doing.
Oh, sorry, I should say, while I have my scattered thoughts, the other one that's rumored to return, this Saturday is Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Awesome. Not picking her to win, picking her to have a great showing because she's fantastic. If she wants to have like some individual face-offs with people, I want to see
Yes.
her individually face off with Chelsea Green. I want to see her individually face off with Charlotte Flair based on their history. Her and Liv would be fun. Her and Julia would be, I don't know what that looks like, so I want to see it
Yeah.
type of thing. Um, but yeah, no, that was the other one. Obviously Naomi's still a long way off. She's not going to be in the Rumble. She out procreating and such.
Yeah, exactly.
Really does make you wonder when we get to the guys if Jimmy Uso's gonna be there. Because I know he's staying pretty close to home. Obvious reasons, it's the right thing to do, etc. Um, Swinging over to the other side of the wrestling fence for a
Yes.
second, do we see Paige or Britt Baker?
I think Saraya might be making a return to being Paige.
Yeah, she's putting out a lot of training videos and a lot of gym videos, and that's
Yes.
great for more than one reason. But she's also doing indie dates and coming out to the old Page music. There's
Yes, she's
videos
got
of it all over the place.
her
It's
original theme.
she's letting social media do the talking for her.
Smart. That's all you need to do. Create a little buzz and get going.
It's so funny to see two opposite ends of the coin because Paige would be a homecoming of sorts. Britt Baker would be interesting, and it's not like I'm not saying this to dig at AEW for once, but like when you talk about like the initial like AEW originals, she was the first woman they signed.
Yes.
There's notoriety to that.
There's
Like
no denying it,
there's
honestly.
some there's significance to that is what I was trying to say.
Yes, big
Um
time.
and she's and like her her name has grown in intrigue by her absence and lack of any actual news coming out about her,
Yes.
which is kind of cool. I mean, selfishly, I'd much rather see Paige just because I'm a fan.
Mhm.
Obviously, Britt would be one of those. I would have
Britt
a
is
bit of a
interesting. I
laugh.
would pop for her because she's done
Yep.
nothing for so long, but her contract still isn't up with AEW, so
I need her
anything
to
is
come out
possible.
with with the role model jacket and
Yeah,
then go face to face with Bailey. Role
really.
model versus role model.
No kidding. At least then we'd have
But
something
you
easy to write home
then you got
about.
to she could make an entrance in the guys rumble and go face to face with Shiloh Hill, fix his tooth.
Right?
Hey,
Hey, there we go.
the whole tooth, and nothing
Nothing
but the
but it.
tooth. And then there's a run in by Danhausen. Actually, that would be a lot of fun too.
That would be.
Um, okay, switching to the guys. Switching to the guys. Who do I want to win on the guys? I've already said it's Cody Rhodes. What am I
Yeah.
doing?
So
Um,
really quick, I forgot to inform you. Yeah, the women's favorites, as far as it goes, like I said, Bianca 36, Liv 30, Tiffany Stratton 11%.
mm,
So
to
Bianca's the
win.
favorite to win.
So
Yeah.
Bianca, Liv, Tiffany.
Yes, Tiffany's only got 11%, so it's
I
36% for
hate that Bianca's on
Bianca.
there, and I'm really surprised that Tiffany is on there.
Mhm.
That means only of the three top most likely, whatever you want to call them, picks, only one of them is one that's even technically on the cleared roster right now.
Yep. And
Man, it would be really
who do
unfortunate
I
if she
want
had
to
another
win?
fingering accident.
I want I want Liv to win, honestly. She deserves it. She had a hell of a year, and I
And
think
also,
she could elevate
I
it
don't
because I don't see Jordan Grace or someone like that winning it, so I think Liv is the best option.
I think Jordan, you're pretty safe to say Jordan wins Chamber, maybe gets another go around at Jade because I think we're getting that beforehand. If
Mhm.
you got on one night, you've got Jade versus Jordan Grace, and on the other night, you've got Liv Morgan. Because I'm sorry, title or not, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vacour is a really intriguing match.
I still think it's gonna be Liv Morgan and
A lot of
Raquel
people saying
Rodriguez.
Raquel.
Yeah,
A lot of
so
people are
so they
saying
break up the
Raquel.
Judgment Day. I think that's
Uh,
where they're going with it. Liv wins the
But how do they
Rumble.
but how do but if it's Raquel, how do they continue that all the way because they're doing the street fight next week?
Yes, and that's supposed to be is that the title fight or
Yes.
so she gets the title and then keeps it till Mania.
Oh. Ugh, ugh.
Mhm. Just simple 1, 2, 3. Raquel wins with the
I
help of
I
the
hate I
Judgment
hate
Day, and then Liv's
I hate
coming for
having
her
that
title.
reaction as well. I hate having that reaction as well. We've talked about it before, like, the girl's been through a whole heck of a lot, and she's gotten ridiculously better, and I
Yes.
still don't care.
Mhm.
I'm a dickhead maybe, but, like, I can't fake caring.
And no, but Raquel hasn't really done anything to
Mhm.
ingratiate herself with the audience. Like there's no catchphrases. There's no look at this promo, how amazing it was, and that stands out. Like there's no
And
defining aspect.
she's in Judgment Day with Liv and Roxanne, who are both really good
Yes.
at that end of it, at the character stuff, if you wanna say it that way.
Yeah, indeed.
Anyways, so we're both going for Liv, and
Yes.
I'm hoping the betting odds are wrong because I
Yeah.
like Tiffany Stratton, but I don't think she should win over Liv Morgan. I don't think that's a thing. Anyways, I picked Cody, you picked
Going back to the men's, I know, I know. I didn't pick, and that's the problem. Out of everybody in there, the one that stands out for me is Braun Breaker, just because of how everything's played out. But
hmm,
I'm not so sure he's going to Mania for the belt. It feels more like Seth will be back before then, and it'll be Seth versus Braun for the
it tells you
Vision.
where it would be on the card, right? Because
Yeah,
the one that I want Cody Punk.
that's a
That's a
main
night
event.
2 main event,
Yes,
right? If Braun Breaker wins, and he could, like, the machine is still behind him, and
yes,
it's cool to see somebody shining at the same time as the machine is behind them. Take a look at Sami Zayn for when we don't do that, right? But if Braun Breaker wins and he gets a title shot, it's a opening match night 1 world title shot, you know what I mean?
yep. It's the same thing as
And there's
Drew
not
and Seth.
necessarily anything wrong with that. Because you can flip things on its head. You can put a tag match in the main event. You can put one of the ladies matches in them. You put Liv and Stephanie Vacour, if that's what the combination is, at the end of one of those nights, I'm not going to complain.
No, not at
Like
all.
we gotta remind ourselves that it's not always guaranteed that the two guys world title matches are going to be the two nights of Mania. It hasn't been that for quite a bit, actually.
No, it hasn't. So
We had that weird tag match with Brock and Roman and Cody and Steph, and then a bunch of stuff happened.
that's all they cared about.
What the fuck's going on here?
No doubt
Anyways,
about it.
so we'll run it down again. January 16th, Cody Rhodes announced himself. Gunther, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Penta announced themselves on the 19th. Interesting to note that Rey Fenix has not yet been announced for the Rumble.
Yeah, funny enough.
Um, January 23rd, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa were announced. Jacob Fatu was announced at Saturday night's main event on the 24th. This past Monday on Raw, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Javon Evans were announced. And at the same time, Finn Balor was told he couldn't get in the Rumble because the Rumble was full. We'll touch
It's
on that in a
full,
sec.
no
We'll touch
vacancy.
on that in a second. The same time on Raw, they announced that Obafemi would be making his debut at the Rumble. I think pretty cool announcing that in advance. I don't think he needed to be a surprise. I think we were all kind of thinking it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, Today on an episode of Get Up. I don't know what that is.
Dun dun dun.
Randy Orton announced himself for the Rumble. And today, again, on the Pat McAfee show, it was announced that Brock Lesnar will be in the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure everybody will be super normal about that. Now,
Now.
Finn Balor is going to take somebody out.
Yeah.
I'm predicting it.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, looking at the list we've got right now, it's either going to be Austin Theory or Javon Evans. But you're going to hear somebody's music, and you're going to hear some scuttlebutt, and the lights are going to go out, and then the lights are going to turn red. I think we get the Demon at the Rumble. And if we get the Demon at the Rumble, my pick changes.
Yeah. I originally told you when we started this that I would love to see Finn Balor win this because I've loved his character, his wrestling ability, all of it for ages now. And it always just felt like he got hurt. Oh, we can't trust you with the belt. And they never went back.
But they've got to push behind him. Oh, sorry. I have to backtrack because I'm a scatterbrain. Another reason I don't think AJ is retiring. Because I don't think you have an unanswered attack by Finn Balor that cost AJ Styles the World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. I don't think you open that up and not let AJ get his licks back.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but I worry that it's just going to be overlooked. And
Bullet Club,
yeah, Balor Club versus Bullet Club.
Not because they give a shit about New Japan, but
No.
because New Japan is so much of the influence of AEW.
Yeah,
it would be another fuck off feud.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if it's not for a title, right? Even if it's not for a title, AJ wins the match against Gunther. He's not listed as being in the Rumble, but he could be in the Rumble. AJ comes in, or even if he just does a run in on the Rumble and costs the Demon, comes in, takes out whoever's in the ring at the time, probably a bunch of little guys, Dragon Lee, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, AJ Styles, not even in the match, puts a halt to the Demon's momentum.
Yeah.
And then not even for a title, you just get Finn Balor versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania, and maybe that's his last match.
Yeah.
And that solidifies Balor's push. And then later in 2026, maybe SummerSlam, you get a rematch of Balor Punk, and then he takes out Punk. I would be okay with Punk losing at that point.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's how I'm a Punk guy. We've had many, many, many discussions, but I've also been waiting a long time for a significant Finn Balor push.
It's been a long time. I would love to see it. Oh, don't tease me.
I mean, Obafemi's getting the elimination record for this, for sure. 100%. I don't know who's going to be the Iron Man in this. Maybe Penta?
Maybe
Penta? Penta is going to be at Rey de Reyes to hand out swords. Hey! Fuck, I'm losing my voice. God damn it.
Slowly but steady you are, sir. But yeah,
slowly but steady.
I can't think of anybody else that so bad this year, but that's part of the issue with the build. There's no like standout defining moment of this person's going to ascend to the next plane. This one's going to the main level. This
you know what? You're going to think I'm crazy.
Okay.
You're going to think I'm crazy because everybody's already given up on the guy and he's on his like third or fourth revamp already.
Yeah.
He's not going to win. He's not even going to have like an impressive moment, I don't think. But do you think they sort of sneak it by everybody's eyes and give the Iron Man spot to Austin Theory?
Oh, because Austin being in the damn group is like barely working to begin with. Doesn't make a ton of sense, and it kind of hurts things for him.
I think if they double down on him and Logan Paul being the pairing, and they're the ones that eventually grab the titles off the Usos per se, it'll be a heat magnet because people don't like Austin and they hate Logan, and it works in that way. But like, the dude's cut out a rock, and it's not like he can't wrestle.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Don't put a title on him. Obviously he's not going to win the fucking Rumble, but like, give him the Iron, like, we're going to give you the Iron Man spot. You're going to be in there longer than anybody else. Now it's on you to go and do something. Like, you're not gonna have a big spot. Do something. Make them remember you somehow. Maybe he gets, like, one controversial elimination, like, I don't know, he lucks his way into eliminating Gunther or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Fall ass backwards into, like, one elimination, but you manage to stay there. Have him do the road dog spot. Lie down on the apron and hug the bottom rope so that nobody can throw you out. Do
Exactly.
something.
Just do
Do
something
something.
entertaining. Give us
Be a
something.
shithead.
What if
Be a
what if
shithead.
you know what I would do if the demon was a bit more prevalent? Like, because I feel like people know of it through lore, but a lot of the current fans haven't been watching longer than 2 to 3 years, it seems, so they don't
Mm,
know much about the demon. I think that would be incredibly awesome if think about it, if
mm,
Finn gets eliminated early on and then comes back as the demon, like number 29.
mm.
Or
You gotta do some fast talking to make that work, because here's the
or
thing,
because the same
if he
person
doesn't
thing with 2 gimmicks. Yeah, but
if he no, what I'm saying is, if he doesn't, take somebody else's spot, which has happened in the past,
yes.
the other way you make that work is he was told there was no room left in the Rumble, and then Ray got hurt. We don't know
Yes.
how hurt Ray is or not. They can play with that
Apparently
however
he's
they want to
okay, but it was
in
more
real
of a
life.
scare.
But I'm
Yes.
but I'm saying, like, they can do whatever they want with that story-wise, because I don't think Rey
Mhm.
Mysterio is winning the Rumble either.
No.
Um, but if he was told that the Rumble is full, he can go back to Pierce and be like, "Yeah, Ray's out. I just read it on the dirt sheets," or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, he's
There's no
out,
reason
I'm
there's no
in.
reason you there's no reason you can't tell me that, or whatever the case may be. To have that story closed up and then reopened by Ray leaving, you still have to go back a long way, because when have they ever said the Rumble's full? I don't think that's ever been a
I don't think
thing
that's
before.
ever been uttered.
I don't think that's ever been a story. I perked my ears up, because I'm like, telling Finn that there's no room for him in the Rumble definitely means he's going to be in the Rumble. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's how that works. But, like, even if you open up that plot hole and plug it back up again, pause, I still
Mm.
think people will say, "Hey, wasn't there a thing about the capacity in the Rumble if you bring the same guy in twice?"
Yeah, wasn't this a
I
thing? Wasn't this a
Yeah, wasn't this a
process?
thing? Wasn't that a thing? Now, for the fun shit. For the fun shit, NXT. Give us Ricky Saints and Ethan Page in the
Yes.
Rumble. Ethan Page can be representing NXT and AAA, which is awesome. I haven't mentioned anybody from AAA just yet, but I will.
Yeah.
Ricky Saints is a fucking star. He's about to be your NXT champion, as we've already talked about. Um, AAA, you can go one of two ways with it. You can
No
go
clowns.
wrestler, or you can go wrestler. Oh, come on,
No
clowns.
clowns. After what you sent me,
Um,
no clowns.
fucking, that was just porn.
No
Um,
clowns.
but you go wrestler way or you go fun way. Either give me Vikingo or give me Mr. Iguana.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Iguana would be like a fun comedy, but
Vikingo's got a lot of
Vikingo
heat, so I don't know.
Vikingo has a lot of heat.
He's
He's
been
good.
stomping on necks and breaking backs. He's not exactly well liked backstage.
Maybe newly returned Santos Escobar?
That wouldn't
Maybe.
offend me. Like, so who else are good? I would like to see, is Joe Hendry confirmed? I think he'll definitely be included. I don't see him on the confirmation
They don't
list, but
have anybody confirmed from it. The
from an
closest thing we have
NXT
to an
thing.
NXT, the closest thing we
Obafemi.
have to it is Obafemi, but that's his
Okay.
debut on the main roster. They
Yeah.
haven't confirmed anybody. I'm suggesting Ricky and Ethan. I suggested Soul and JC Jane by their absence on Tuesday, which is kind of a thing. TNA, right?
Yes.
There's two that we've already seen that I want to see again, and there's one that I want to see, kind of like Tessa, because fuck cancel culture. Mike Santana, we've seen in NXT before.
Yes.
I'd love to see him in a Rumble. Have him do the Joe Hendry thing of being there representing TNA as the champion, like
They usually
Joe
do
did
the
at
yeah, like, they have the
the
women's champ
champion.
and the men's
Well,
champ now, so
they
that's cool.
they did it with Mickey James. They did it with Jordan Grace, and then they did it with Jordan Grace again to announce that she was in WWE. Somebody that's already been on main roster WWE because he was at the John Cena show was Leon Slater.
Yes.
Leon Slater is fucking awesome, and like, yeah. And I'm sorry, because vindication has to come. Vindication has to come in front of a gigantic audience instead of the tiny audience that he would have been performing in front of. Trey Miguel.
Yes.
Put Trey Miguel in the Rumble. Put Trey Miguel in the Rumble. Put Tessa Blanchard in the Rumble. Fuck cancel culture. I love the fact that TNA has become the fuck cancel culture company.
Yes.
It's amazing. Trey Miguel versus anybody. Go down the list. Trey Miguel squaring off with Cody Rhodes. Trey Miguel squaring off with Dragon Lee or Penta. Trey Miguel squaring off with Logan Paul. Trey
Yeah.
Miguel and Javon Evans, for fuck's sake. Trey Miguel, Brock Lesnar would be kind of funny. I'm not
It,
gonna
it would be. I would laugh about that, but
because I want to know if he would do the spray paint bit, like what he does on the Tron with
yeah.
the TM with the green paint, because that on a gigantic stage on a stadium that was just built in the last 20 days and is definitely not going to fall over.
Yeah, no
Uh
kidding. But it looks
would be a lot
incredible.
of fun. It would be him like raising his hand as high as he can because like the Titantron is like way taller than he is.
Yeah.
I don't
No
know. Like
kidding.
the guy just got fucked. The guy just about walked like I did it in the solo pod from last Sunday, but the big long paragraph he did about like, I was this close to saying like fuck wrestling and then
Yes.
TNA, saved me, brought me back, pulled me back, however you want to say it. I want everything for this guy. I
Oh
want
yeah.
fucking everything for this guy.
You and me both.
Before he went back to TNA, I was like, please bring him to NXT and have him be Ricky Saints' first opponent or challenger, however you want to say it.
Would be amazing.
We could still get it, which would be fine. He needs to be one of the new main guys in the TNA NXT crossover.
Yeah. No doubt about
I
it.
mean, he's
So
already been on NXT getting back together with the Rascals, and that's kind of now. But no, I popped my tits off when he showed up in Feast or Fired.
yes.
If he comes out tomorrow night and he's got the Fired briefcase, I might just jump off a building.
That would be
Like,
hilarious.
it wouldn't though, man.
Come on.
Like,
Like
come
you know as
on.
well as I do. Like
Bring him in for one night. Here, have a briefcase.
that would be oh, what a troll job. That would be something
Oh,
hilarious.
that would be. I was worried they were gonna do it, and then he himself said it on Twitter, and then Matt Hardy went on Twitter and was like, "TNA has the chance to do the funniest thing ever." I'm like, but it wouldn't be though. Like, what are
Yes.
we doing here?
But it would
What
be
are we
funny, like,
doing?
oh,
Uh, bet he'd come back. TNA has just signed May Tragel to a 5-year contract.
yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
and
we'll
last but
take it.
certainly not least,
No.
the most guaranteed surprise we've got this Saturday coming up. Because it was, oh my God, it was supposed to happen on the Stranger Things Raw, and it didn't happen on the Stranger Things Raw. The all is lost moment. Jericho's number 30, isn't he?
He's gotta be. He's really gotta be. I mean, how could he not be? That's
And
what
what I
it
think is
feels
so
like.
funny is everybody's so sure that he's showing up that the debate has become his entrance now. It's like,
Yes.
oh, do you do Countdown to the Millennium or do you do Judas? Here's my answer for you, Jake. You do both.
Yeah.
You get to number 30, except it's not the Rumble countdown. It's the Countdown to the Millennium. When
Mm,
when it goes to 0 and the pyro goes off, it then switches to Judas.
love it. See, that's what I think was playing in the back of our pod before, the countdown. I think it was still going in the background. But regardless, they were, they've got it queued up. The dur, 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 and we just coming at you.
Yep.
Break the walls. Down. Be great.
Judas in my mind.
And then it switches. Love it. Love
Well,
it.
because
Love
they
it. Love it.
literally I thought it was kind of just a neat idea, right? But then they
Yeah.
literally did it when Matt Cardona came.
Yes.
They started off the Zack Ryder music and then they switched it to
Woo,
Matt
woo,
Cardona.
woo.
Like, always ready. Visual cue. And here's the thing. There's not okay, WWE is really shit on for their entrances because of the what do you call it? What's the music guys?
Oh, CFO.
No, the new one. Def Rebel.
Def Rebel. Jeez, I can never remember the name.
But like really good wrestling songs
Yes.
stay and whatever, right? Like you get the odd exception, like Finn Balor, whose original music was fucking great.
Yep.
But like people sing along with voices now, people sing along with Kingdom now. People's and I said it to you. you and I think, talked, like, during COVID about this, or it might have been myself and Guapo. Like, I'm not even an AEW guy, but I'm gonna have to go to an AEW show after COVID is over
Yeah,
because I need to be in an audience where they're singing Judas.
exactly.
Because
Like, it
for a
just
while
we
there,
miss that. Yeah.
where everything was shit, and even when he was a heel, that was the best part. Like, it became part of the story. Like, the stipulation for one of his matches was he couldn't have his entrance music,
Yeah,
and everybody sang it,
sang
and
it.
everybody knew all the words and everything. It Like Judas, yes, it's his own music sung by his own band that he played on his own boat one time and all these types of things, boats and hose, except
Mhm.
Stokely got no hose. Like, Kingdom is an anthem now within wrestling circles. I don't mean like a
Yes.
national anthem, but it's like an anthem in wrestling. Voices has become an anthem.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
It's up there with
Obviously,
you know.
Cult of Personality has become an anthem.
Yes.
Real American, unless you're a dickhead, has become a wrestling anthem. Judas became an anthem at a time where we all needed it. And when I sat at Collision, where they only got a ticket out of me because I was going to see CM Punk, got to sing Judas.
Yep.
And the next night at what the fuck was it? Forbidden Door gimmick, Nabitz Jones. Yeah, he was on that show as well. I got to sing Judas again.
Yeah.
I got to sing
Yeah.
Judas. Yeah. I got to sing Judas on the floor, and I got to sing Judas
In your mind.
in the cheap seats, and I got to sing Judas in my mind.
Love it.
Like they have to. Like if they're missing it. They did it with Cody. They took Cody's current, whatever you want to call, like the total package of the American Nightmare as it was created on the Indies and TNA and everywhere else. And I'm sure New Japan, but I wasn't watching, so I can't say it for sure.
Yeah.
And yes, he brought it into AEW as well. Well, he just copied what they do in AEW. Okay, what'd you do with Edge? Fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't bring it up.
But it's not like, oh, this is his gimmick. It's literally one of the most well-known songs of the band that he's actually shoot in.
Mm.
They got to do it.
But come on. What do you come on? That's what it feels like. And that's
Come
why
on,
it's
okay,
it's
okay.
just disappointing at this point.
If they do Countdown to the Millennium for his return, and then
Yes.
he shows up on Raw or SmackDown with Judas the next night, I will accept that. But going forward,
Yeah, that would be a hard sell though. I mean, I get it, but
I know.
you know what I'm getting at.
But
Yeah,
like,
it just
but
doesn't
okay,
feel.
I'll go back to the Zack Ryder reference, right? When he was
Mhm.
there for the John Cena tournament, he gave us all a retro show for one night. Isn't this fun? Roddy Roddy Raw. And then
Yes.
when he was back for real, they did the whole changeover thing. If you want to say that, like, okay, this is my comeback, why not kick in a bit of nostalgia, put in Countdown to the Millennium, and then, okay, yeah, that was nice. We had some old memories and whatever. It's fucking 2026, and then the music switches over on Raw or on SmackDown.
Yeah,
I would imagine they
exactly.
would put him on. I would imagine they would put him on SmackDown. Actually,
I would think so. It would fit, certainly.
I don't know
And
what Chris Jericho versus Drew McIntyre looks like in 2026.
I don't know either, but I wouldn't hate it. I want to see it, you know?
Okay, here's the thing: how
Uh-oh.
much is X going to be on fire if Jericho comes in at 30 and wins?
Oh my goodness.
Because
That
he
would
was
be
he was
something.
Jake. He was never good. He was never good. We kind of thought that he was good when he was in the company that we like, and the initials on his check were the company that we like. But now we've realized that he was never good ever.
Yeah. He was just always terrible and we were just lied to.
Last
Jericho
two,
never
last
lost it. You know, that's the thing.
yeah.
He's always had it. It was his booking in AEW that got tiresome. Who in their right mind wants to hear the same shit every week? Hi guys, like he got very
Here we go. Last four in the Rumble:
yeah.
Cody, Jericho, Vikingo, Trey Miguel. It's good.
uh
It's a good bit.
it's a good bit, but
Anyways,
it would
before
be
I pass
something.
out, completely,
Yes,
tell them
sir.
what's going on your side and where they can find you.
Yes, indeed. As we said tonight, we've got a bunch to go over. It's going to be an exciting show of Into Somewhere Weekly where we talk about Tony Khan and the discovery of his secret Twitter burner accounts. It's a hell of a story. We're also going over the build of the Rumble being bad intentionally, as well as a preview of NXT, SmackDown, and so on. We're also going to be talking about how, Cody Rhodes returned and what happened there. We've got some information about when he re-debuted for the company and Seth's comments on the Shield reuniting. So we got a lot to get into tonight. Tomorrow we have our usual gaming night with everybody. We'll be playing Jackbox and some more, combining it with UCR podcast. So truly, anything goes. And then this Friday night, we're having our gigantic group session. Everybody in the community is welcome to come out for the Royal Rumble Prediction Mega Show. We'll be doing that, as I said, Friday, 9 Eastern, since SmackDown is airing early in the day. I think it starts at 11 a.m. or noon for East
Something like
Coast.
that.
So instead of doing the live thing midday, we're going to do a SmackDown recover, and talk about what's going on, a little bit of the retread. And then we're going to have our community gigantic Royal Rumble predictions, followed by the next night, our Royal Rumble live review. We'll be live after that goes off with a bang, pun included, and we'll see what the hell happens in Saudi Arabia. So make sure you check us out, youtube.com/Jake DeMarco and at Countdown Ended on Twitter. I've been more active, and now that we unlocked the community tab on Twitter, that's great. So go answer our polls and chat in there. Find some great like-minded people. We appreciate it. And thank you to you, sir, as always, for having me on.
All right. And I will be, as long as technical problems don't come and bite me in the butt again, I will be once again running a pay-per-view day hangout chat thing.
Yeah.
You guys seem to be liking it. It seems to be jacking my numbers way up. I think the pay-per-view actually starts around 2 my time, so I'm going to set the hangout to start around noon. Please come hang out. As I said before, it's nothing super fancy. Treat it like a guest book. Drop a prediction, drop a reaction, start a conversation with whoever else is in there. They seem to be a lot of fun. They seem to be popular, so I'm going to keep doing them. Other than that, you guys know where to find me or you wouldn't be here. I've been Spaz. This has been Jake. This has been your preview for the Royal Rumble and a little bit of NXT as well. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, me and Super Sexy Jake are tagging out. Bye, guys.
Time to play the game.